When people picture camels, they think of strong animals crossing the desert with ease, like they're built perfectly for the heat and the sand. But the truth is far from perfect. Being a camel means carrying problems from the very start, and the desert never makes life easy. From the moment they're born, their struggles begin right under the blazing sun. Thrown into the heat. Being born a camel means getting dropped straight into one of the hardest places on earth, the desert. There's no soft grass, no shade, no safe corner to hide. The ground is hot enough to sting, and the sun feels like it's pressing down just to kill you. That's your first hello to life. The baby camel starts off weak, its legs shaking like they can't hold the weight yet. Every step sinks into the hot sand, and instead of walking properly, it wobbles, stumbles, and falls again and again. Sometimes it just drops down because the effort is too much, but the desert doesn't let it rest. The herd keeps moving forward, and if the calf falls too far behind, it could be left on its own. And falling behind it isn't just tiring, it's deadly. A calf that slows down becomes the easiest target in the desert. Wolves don't waste energy chasing strong adults when a weak one is already struggling. Humans are watching too. Some see a young camel as free labor they can raise and train to haul loads once it's grown. Others see it as food. Either way, the calf never really belongs to itself. From the first day, something out there always wants to claim it. So yeah, a baby camel doesn't start life in comfort. There's no soft bed or a safe corner. They're just surrounded with desert. The sun burns during the day, the nights turn freezing cold, and danger is always nearby. From the moment it can stand, the only rule is clear. Keep moving with the herd, or you won't survive. Water isn't what you think. People always think a camel's hump is like a giant water bottle strapped to its back, but the truth is, there's no water in there at all. The hump is just fat, saved up so the camel has energy when food runs out. That means when a camel is thirsty, the hump isn't doing anything to help. The only way to deal with thirst is to keep walking until it finds real water. And that search isn't easy. The desert is dry, the heat pulls every drop of sweat out of them, and little by little, their body starts to wear down. The mouth goes dry first, then the tongue feels heavy, and soon, even lifting one leg feels like carrying a bag of rocks. When a camel hasn't had water for too long, it doesn't just look tired, it starts to lose balance and look like it might collapse. Finally, finding water should feel like a reward, but for camels, it's another problem. Their bodies can't handle drinking too much all at once. If they try to gulp down gallons too quickly, their stomach can't cope, and it can actually kill them. So even after days of walking half dead from thirst, they have to sip slowly or risk collapsing anyway. For camels, water is never a gift, it's a gamble. Wait too long and they collapse from thirst, drink too quickly, and their own stomach betrays them. All this while, the desert sun keeps pressing down, making every mistake even worse. Meals taste like pain. For a camel, sitting down to eat isn't some peaceful moment. There's no green grass or sweet fruit waiting. What's in front of them is usually a pile of dry bushes, salty plants, or thorny shrubs that look more like firewood than food. But that's the menu, and they don't get to choose. Their mouths are built tough, almost like natural armor. They can bite through plants that would slice another animal's tongue in seconds. But here's the problem. Being able to chew it doesn't mean it tastes good. Every bite is either bitter, dusty, or sharp enough to make you wonder if eating is supposed to hurt. They don't get to snack on this stuff once in a while. It's their main food every single day. When nothing better grows in the desert, they end up chewing on dry leaves, rough weeds, or salty plants that only make them thirstier. Every meal feels like hard work and not something they actually enjoy. For them, food is never about taste. It's about taking in enough rough, scratchy plants to keep going through the desert. Every bite might sting their mouth or taste like dust, but they chew it anyway, because in a place where almost nothing grows, swallowing something bitter is still better than starving. The Desert Cybertruck. The life of a camel doesn't just belong to the desert, it belongs to humans too. For thousands of years, people have used camels like moving trucks. The moment a camel is old enough to carry weight, the loading starts. Bags, boxes, barrels, firewood, sometimes even whole families, all piled on top of its back. And once everything is tied down, the camel is expected to move, no matter how heavy it feels. The walk is always under the open sun, with the heat pressing down on the camel's back all day. Every step through the sand drags at the camel's legs, and after hours of walking, its muscles start to burn from the strain. The ropes and straps cut into the camel's skin, rubbing the same spots until they turn raw and sore. But the camel doesn't get to stop and rest. If the camel slows down, the humans pulling it yank on the rope or shout at it, forcing the camel to keep moving even when its body is already worn out. The worst part is that rest never comes when the camel needs it. The only breaks happen when the humans decide to stop, and sometimes that isn't until hours of walking under the sun. Before then, the camel's shoulders burn from the straps digging in, its legs shake with every step, and its head hangs low from exhaustion. Yet the desert stretches on ahead, and the heavy load still clings to its back, forcing it to keep moving no matter how tired it is. And when the day finally ends, there's no soft place for the camel to rest. The heavy load might come off, but the pain doesn't. The sores from the straps still burn, the legs still ache, and the tired body barely gets a break before it all starts again the next day. When the day finally ends, there's no soft bed waiting. The load might come off, but the aches stay. The sores from the straps still sting, the legs are still tired, and the same road waits again tomorrow. Carrying the desert isn't something camels choose, it's just the life they're stuck with, the same hard work repeated over and over until they're too worn out to keep going. Beauty pageant camels. As if the desert wasn't already beating them down, humans make things even harder. Some people throw camels into races, forcing them to sprint across boiling sand like they're racehorses. The problem? Camels aren't built for speed, they're built for carrying. So while the crowd cheers, the animals are struggling to breathe, their legs pounding the ground like they're running on fire. Then come the beauty contests. Yep, you heard that right, beauty contests for camels. Owners line them up, comb their fur, and brag about the size of their humps like it's a fashion show. Judges stare at their lips, their posture, even the curve of their neck. To the crowd, it looks cute, but for the camel, it feels annoying, like it's being dragged into a beauty pageant it never signed up for. Most camels never end up in races or beauty shows. Their lives are spent as workers, carrying loads or walking long miles across the desert. When they're not hauling supplies, they're being milked or pushed to keep going, even when they're tired. And when their strength finally runs out, they don't get to rest. They're sold off or discarded like tools that broke. The desert already makes life tough, but humans make sure camels never catch a break. Lustful camel is an angry camel. The desert doesn't just test camels with heat and hunger, it also tests them against each other. When mating season arrives, male camels change completely. The quiet, slow-moving animal suddenly becomes loud, restless, and ready to fight. Foam drips from his mouth as he growls and makes strange, deep noises, and that noise is like a warning to every other male nearby. His head swings from side to side, his temper short, and the only thing on his mind is pushing rivals away from his woman. When two males go after the same female, the fights turn rough fast. They swing their long necks hard, smashing their heavy heads into each other like hammers. If that doesn't work, they bite at each other's legs or shove until one crashes into the sand. The battles leave bruises, cuts, and scars, but at the end of the day, the stronger male gets the female, while the loser limps off, beat up, and humiliated. Even in the camel world, females manage to turn the whole place upside down. For the females, life doesn't get any easier. They don't get to choose a partner. The dominant male forces them whether they're interested or not. And if humans are involved, the choice gets taken away completely. People often pair camels however they like, pushing them to mate only so they can have more babies to raise, milk, or sell. And as the years pass, age begins to win. That proud hump on the back starts to shrink and sag when the body runs out of stored fat. The legs grow weaker, making long walks even harder. A once strong camel that carried loads across the desert now struggles just to keep up. The hardest ending comes when a camel can't work anymore. Many are abandoned, left to perish in the desert. Others are sold for meat, traded off once their strength is gone. For them, there's no comfort in old age. The desert keeps draining, the loads keep coming, and eventually, the body just gives up. And that's the reality of life as a camel. Tough from the first step to the very last. Thank you for watching Tough Life Chronicles. Please subscribe to our channel and maybe leave a like too. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.